The best camera doesn't help you if the lens is not clean. I want to talk a little bit about Gen Z today. This is obviously a very, let's say, popular topic at the moment. And the first thing I want to talk about, which is quite different, how I was led, the value of authenticity over formalities. When I started my leadership journey, I was not that open to my team, to be honest. I had to grow inside of this a little bit, and my people definitely gave me some valid feedback here and made me grow. They really kind of forced me to grow, and I'm very thankful that they gave me this opportunity, let's say it that way. Gen Z values open leaders who value their inputs. And what I'm also doing with my team on a regular basis, that I evaluate my challenges. Yeah, the challenges that I'm having at the moment and how I fix them. Yeah, or how maybe they can help me to fix them, and also how I. So when they, for example, asking me a question and I had the same challenge or the same thoughts in the past, I also kind of verify and share with them what I have learned about this challenge when I had them before, you know. So I think this is very helpful for them to stay connected with their leaders and also to feel that kind of being included. Yeah. I think this is very important to kind of keep them entertained and also to keep them close, because at the end they are really willing to step away and they simply don't accept distant leaders anymore. I kind of experienced in the past several times how it feels to be led by a distant leader, and when I started my leadership journey, I made a pact with myself to approach the things differently, you know, to be better than the leaders, or to give my people better experiences compared what I have experienced in the past. So this is one of my highest goals, and especially since I'm on my femininity journey, I'm a better leader because, you know, I'm more authentic and I was so surprised that's actually what they valued. Yeah. I mean, we can talk all about this stuff, how to lead people. We can do all this kind of great trainings, expensive trainings, expensive coachings and so on. But at the end, if we don't bring ourselves to put this into practice, it's going to be a little bit challenging, you know. So I think it is very important that we also look into the mirror every morning by saying, I will do all I can and I will be the best version of myself to lead this team to success. And this also means, being authentic also means share the challenges. And this was so hard for me at the beginning. But I was rewarded from my team that I did this. And also they made me a better person because of it. Yeah. If you want to know a little bit more about how I started my femininity journey and also how I ingrained this in my leadership, so just let me know in the comments, and then I will shoot an episode about this, because this is such a big topic and I can talk about this all day. Yeah. So this is really kind of my heart project. The second one is purpose-driven work. For me, it's very important that people like what they do. Yeah, they do 80% of the time what they want to do, what they like, and 20% of the time we're trying to figure out solutions. Let's say it that way. It doesn't mean that that they can simply say, yeah, I don't want to do this. We then have to find, if it needs to be done, we need to find other solutions for it, because sometimes it's also the case that we have the situation that one person doesn't like doing it and the other one loves it, and they support each other, you know. So I think this is the way how we have to approach this purpose-driven mindset a little bit. And also I think it's important that to show them sometimes how impactful their work is. I had a very interesting experience this week with one of my team members when the work of this team member was shown in the executive meeting. And it was mentioned several times, and also the whole board was discussing about this slide. So for me, this was very important to also show that that this work that they are creating, that it is really used for its purpose. Yeah, because they can have so much fun creating it if they don't feel the bigger picture, how it fits into the company, and how are decisions made based on that. Then it's not so easy. Yeah, it's not so easy to then really kind of tell them. Sometimes you just need to show people. And this is what happened this week with one of my team members, and I'm very, very proud and very happy that that this came through. I also gave this as a feedback to the board that they kind of made a difference for my team member. Yeah, I think also this feedback loop to higher management also needs to be kind of ingrained. Yeah. And also support it. Because sometimes for me as a leader, it's also not so easy to show the bigger picture constantly, because I'm also the manager and they talk to me every day, but when they see really how this is used in the larger audience with meetings serving a bigger purpose, then I think this can bring this kind of purpose-driven mindset to the next level. And how I brought in my female leadership style here is to really, I improved my listening skills by doing that, to be honest. I guess I was not so good at listening, and to really go to the bottom, what drives them, I had to listen better, that's how I figured out. So maybe I was not listened to in the past a lot, and so I stopped listening to other people as well. So I tried to kind of figure out what was the root inside of me for this behavior, and then I fixed it. And I think we all benefited from that. So my team, myself, also the results in my work, and the whole collaboration in the team got much better. Third one is what I also really, really like about working with Gen Z is, and what I also appreciate on my own, is the constant feedback and open communication. I as well talked about this a little bit in the authenticity part of this podcast. What I have figured is that when I show my own vulnerability a little bit more, they also are open in doing so. I did a lot of work on my own, so on myself, on myself, by attending, for example, Vipassana meditation retreats and so on, to get closer to myself, and I figured out I can be a better leader for them. This was not so clear at the beginning that this will also impact my work a lot, and also my team. I can be a better leader since I know who I am and what I want and what I don't want. Clarity brings power, and since I have more clarity about my own, I can also support them more in doing so. And also I feel like we have opened kind of the Pandora box for constant feedback, and whenever they feel like what they are requested to do is not fitting the larger picture, I think this is very important to also go down and or taking a step back and figuring out, why is it the case? Have I not communicated well enough? Have I not explained enough? And sometimes it's just in their head, sometimes it's just in mine. And by having an open conversation about this, we can figure out what is really the case, and we can really go to the bottom of it. I know that it is time for a feedback session when one of my team members is setting up a check-in. So we are in constant exchange on a kind of daily basis. Sometimes every second day we kind of check in with each other, but I know that I have to do kind of a team retro session when one of my team members is setting up a one-on-one. And so this is kind of my indicator for that. And I also have here the feminine approach in the meantime, by letting them come to me with it, because I know they cannot go without feedback for longer than 3 months. and then they come to me by saying, Tanja, can we do this again? And then I'm doing it. Yeah. And the good thing is, when they come to me with it, they are committed because they requested it, not I was not forcing it on them, yeah, to do a retro session. And this is very, very convenient, because then I don't have to overcome the hurdle of commitment, yeah, because, you know, each and every retro session is just as good as they are prepared before. Because when no one comes prepared to this and we have no stuff and no baseline to talk about, this is kind of a heavy discussion, and then it's not so easy to fill this with value and with purpose, you know. I mean, I can also show my feedback for each of them, for the collaboration between me and them, and also how I see the collaboration between them. But this is just a one-sided conversation, and this is also what Gen Z also doesn't like. So this is why I think we also have to kind of figure out how we can kind of find a way of collaborating together that brings to life both of the commitments from both sides. Yeah.